The high-profile marriage of Andrew Cuomo and Kerry Kennedy unified two political powerhouses and earned the nickname Cuomo-Lot. But the fairy tale crumbled under waves of controversy, scandal, and gossip. This is the true story of how it all fell apart. Like many Kennedy unions, the courtship between Andrew Cuomo and Kerry Kennedy had the hallmarks of a fairy tale, according to the press at least. As journalist Michael Schneerson described in a 2015 piece for Vanity Fair, the pair met in the late 1980s, when Cuomo launched a non-profit to help the homeless and Kennedy, a noted human rights activist, was setting up her own non-profit, the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Human Rights, named after her father. With similar interests and aspirations, the coupling made sense, but it also served as a symbolic melding of two American political dynasties. The noblesse-like Kennedys and the ambitious Cuomos, whose patriarch, former New York Governor Mario Cuomo, typified the intergenerational immigrant success story. Although the romance between the two seemed genuine, Andrew also knew a union between them would be valuable political capital. According to Schneerson, he purportedly secretly met with select members of the press to ask their opinions on a Cuomo-Kennedy engagement before he even proposed. Schneerson wrote of the discussions, "Some of the journalists were acquaintances at best. Appreciative as they were of candor, the pre-proposal talk struck them as odd. Why would he share this intimate plan with them before he broached it to Kerry? And why worry about how the media would perceive it?" Some sources believe Cuomo's strategizing may have foretold the implosion of the marriage before it even began. Andrew Cuomo and Kerry Kennedy wed in 1990, and their union became known as Cuomo-Lot in the press, a nod to Kerry's uncle, the former President John F. Kennedy, and his administration's association with the Camelot of Arthurian legend. But the marriage proved to be anything but a peaceable kingdom. According to the Cuomo biography, The Contender, also written by Vanity Fair reporter Michael Schneerson, this alliance was fraught with infighting and cataclysmic tension behind the facade of political royalty. Red flags were present from the very beginning. According to Schneerson's book, Cuomo placed an embargo on family toasts at the couple's wedding reception. That decision reportedly bucked a long-held Kennedy tradition and left the family aghast. Schneerson wrote, "No toasts? The Kennedys were astonished. Toasts were the best part of a wedding. The more irreverent, the better." But that, it seemed, was exactly why Andrew forbade them. He didn't want the risk of any off-color stories. "This is no fun," the Kennedys muttered among themselves. Unfortunately, the dynamic only worsened from there. Andrew Cuomo never gelled with the extended Kennedy clan and was allegedly disdainful of the family's relaxed camaraderie. According to biographer Michael Schneerson, he hated the gatherings in Hyannis. He always felt like the odd man out. The joshing around, the freewheeling talks, Andrew was just too tightly wound to join in. At one point, Cuomo reportedly stopped going to the Kennedy family compound on Cape Cod entirely, thus distancing his wife Kerry from her family as well. When Cuomo began working for President Bill Clinton's administration as the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, he allegedly forbade friends and family members from socializing in his and Kerry's home. According to Schneerson, the new rule reinforced the doubts the family had had about Andrew from the start. He wasn't fun. He didn't get fun. He was, to put it mildly, a spoilsport. All that criticism could arguably be attributed simply to scuttlebutt and challenging family dynamics, but an unexpected and painful loss may have played a big role in what appeared to be Andrew and Kerry's steep marital decline. Some say Andrew Cuomo's behavior following a Kennedy family tragedy created an irreversible schism between the governor and his in-laws. In 1997, after 39-year-old lawyer Michael Kennedy was killed in a skiing accident, the Kennedy family decided to close ranks and mourn in private. Cuomo reportedly took a different tack when he and his brother Chris Cuomo slipped away from a gathering in the Kennedy family's Hyannis Port compound to speak to the press lurking outside. Author Michael Schneerson claims the grieving family was traumatized by the actions of the brothers Cuomo. Rory Kennedy, who was with Michael the day her brother died and who attempted to save her brother's life at the scene, reportedly asked Andrew why he spoke to reporters. According to Schneerson's account, it was Andrew's opinion that the family was lucky that he was there to handle the moment. Speechless, Rory fled to her room upstairs. According to Douglas Kennedy, Andrew's actions on that day marked a turning point. That's reportedly when he started to think of Kerry Kennedy's husband as nothing more than an opportunistic bully. Andrew Cuomo's strained relations with his wife's family must have been tough, but when combined with the pressures of a failed gubernatorial bid, what remained of Cuomo-Lot soon crumbled. Cuomo's first attempt to follow in the steps of his famous father, former three-term New York Governor Mario Cuomo, was more or less a disaster. Voters were expected to favor Andrew's 2002 gubernatorial campaign, but instead, the Democrat reportedly upended his chances after sharply criticizing Republican incumbent George Pataki's leadership in response to 9/11. According to the New York Times, quote, Mr. Cuomo rejected the suggestion that he was trying to use the terrorist attack for political advantage. But regardless of intent, Cuomo's tactic for taking down Pataki backfired. Cuomo reportedly pulled out of the gubernatorial primary in an effort to save face from a shattering defeat by Carl McCall, who eventually lost to Pataki. The day after the primary, on September 11, 2002, Kerry Kennedy demanded a divorce. According to the contender, she had lived up to her side of the deal, she told friends, being the loyal candidate's wife throughout the campaign, not letting a hint slip of the true state of their marriage. But now, enough was enough. Even though Andrew Cuomo's failed 2002 campaign for governor of New York reportedly played a significant role in the unraveling of his marriage to Kerry Kennedy, some sources allege that politics wasn't the only reason their union unraveled. According to the contender, the gubernatorial campaign made Kerry appreciate Andrew's capacity for hard work, and she had no doubt that he would make a good governor. Her problem with her husband was strictly personal. The book claims that she wanted more time with her family, as well as more love and support from a romantic partner. Perhaps Kennedy found what she was looking for in professional polo player Bruce Colley, because the tabloids had a field day reporting on an alleged affair between Kennedy and the very married athlete. They were referred to unflatteringly in the press as polo-playing Romeo and Cheatin' Kerry. According to Cuomo's divorce lawyer, the politician felt betrayed and saddened by his wife's conduct with someone he'd apparently considered a friend. Kennedy supposedly told Cuomo to pound salt and move out. While their divorce marked the proverbial fall of Cuomo-lot, the aftershocks have continued to shape political discourse. The breakup between Andrew Cuomo and Kerry Kennedy dragged on for years, and the reputations of both parties have taken some punches. They allegedly locked horns over child support for years, with Kennedy's camp reportedly accusing Cuomo of holding out on his 3 daughters. In 2014, Kennedy went to trial and was acquitted of a DUI after testifying that she accidentally took the wrong prescription pills the day she swerved off the road into another vehicle.
I want to apologize to the driver of the truck who I apparently hit.
Both exes are still highly active in high-profile social circles. She's authored books about Catholicism, human rights, and her family legacy, and serves as president of the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Foundation. Meanwhile, Cuomo's briefings on the coronavirus in New York State has considerably raised his profile in the national spotlight. Neither Kerry nor Andrew remarried after their divorce, and though Cuomo-lot did not endure, their marriage changed the course of American politics in ways that are still measurable today. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about high-profile romances are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.